Hello and welcome to the PM Show, your weekly roundup of new and happening things in the modelling world. Good afternoon, gentlemen. How are we doing?
Fine, thank you very much.
Good afternoon. Good, thank you.
They look smart in their grey tops?
We look very
I feel
smart.
left out now. I'll remove it. I feel like the poor child because look, mine's peeling off on the back and everything.
Hey, I think you do an upgrade.
I think so. Yeah, definitely. Anyway, how are we all doing? Is it all good there?
Yes. Yeah, it's been all right. Yeah,
Yes.
eventful week so far. Today we're only on Wednesday, but no, it's been okay.
Yes, I feel like it should be Friday already.
It should be. I feel like it should be Friday. Yes, you're right. But no, it's ticking along nicely. Thank you.
Very, very nice. Good job.
I had my second COVID jab yesterday and felt under the weather last night, to say the least. So,
Did you have the hot, sweaty, then go cold bit?
yes, all night,
Very
all night, and felt rough as a dog. And to be fair, I felt all right this morning. I feel a bit tired now because didn't get much sleep. But yeah, so I had a work from home day.
Very nice. Good job. Absolutely. Anyway then, guys, so what's new? What's happening? What's going on there?
So we've, as you can see on our new arrivals, we've had a few actually.
We have some nice stuff.
Well, one of them being the B17, and that's
Oh, no. Hold on. We'll start with this one.
that's not a B17. Unless somebody knows something I don't.
No. So, yeah, I'll start this one. We'll work our way across then. So,
Okay.
this is the F4EJ, which is the Japanese version of the Phantom 2, 48 scale by Zukamori. Very nice indeed.
The one with the fancy decal scheme, isn't it?
Yes. So actually it's quite apt because wasn't it last month or was it this month? I think it was last month was the final flight of that said Phantom. I think they're still using their aggressor ones and I think maybe, I don't know if the recce ones are still going, but they put them into some fancy schemes, the Phantom, but I know the Phantom is obviously being replaced now with the Japanese Forces fleet. And again, they do some nice markings and that's a very nice one as well, isn't it?
So where it says Phantoms Forever, then that's a bit of a.
Well, that sort of thing, though, isn't it? Phantoms are forever, even if they're not anymore, and in a museum.
Sounds like a James Bond film.
Yes.
I did when I was putting it up on the site. I found the decal sheets.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to post them up as well. And I thought, no,
Yes.
scare people off because you should see how many stencils are on that thing.
In some ways, it's funny because we often joke about stencils and who puts on all the tiny little stencil data. But Phantoms, it's almost part of the camo because there's that many. And if you didn't have them on it, it would look boring, I think.
Yeah.
But yes, the Japanese ones especially tend to have every single one. We've often spoken about how the Air Force ones, Vietnam era, got painted over. No one worried really about them, just the important ones. Same sort of happened with the Navy ones. But the Japanese ones always kept theirs immaculate and always very well turned out. And the stencil data very nicely always there. So, but it does. I think it makes them very, very nice. Very nice markings, as I say.
Very much,
Very cool indeed. So anyway, we got that one in. So that's nice. If you're a Phantom fan and all the rest of it, you'll love that one. So the other big news is obviously the B17.
Yep. So,
Which, you know, we knew it was coming. Let's face it. I've done the other version, which was the F or G. F? Is it F?
G.
I think.
You did
G.
Yeah.
And I can highly recommend it. It is a fantastic kit. It goes together very well. I know a lot of people sort of mentioned about having fit issues and stuff, but I think obviously if you go off and see the video build I did, it's all to do with making sure parts are fitted correctly. If you haven't got them seated in and they sort of click in, especially for the wings with the engines, you can get gaps. But as long as they're in fine, I had no issue with it and I don't think I actually used filler on it. Maybe a smidgen around the back end, and that was about it. And it goes together absolutely fantastic. Gorgeous internal details and stuff like that, and it is literally hanging off my wall right here. And I'm very happy with it. It looks fantastic. So it's nice to get what I call the Memphis Belle version.
Yeah, I think you get the Memphis Belle decals in it as well, I believe.
You do.
Right.
You do in that one. And another famous one. I can't think off the top of my head what it is, but it's like I say, it's B17, isn't it? A long overdue 48 modern B17 as well.
Yes.
I like the olive drab ones as well. You've got something to play around with, haven't you? The weathering and whatever.
Yeah, you can sort of definitely weather them down and beat them down and give them a nice weather. When it's metal like the one I did the metal finish, not a lot you can do with it really. Metal's metal at the end of the day. It tarnishes and that's about it. But with those, you can do various things to it and patching and touch-ups and various stuff on there. So no, really nice, I must admit. It'd be one of those kits, strangely, where I'd quite happily build another one. I wouldn't put all my photo etch interior in it again because you can't see any of it, but definitely from that point of view of overall very impressive aircraft, very nice, and it's a good looking aircraft as well. So
I was about to say it looked nice on the wall next to your other one.
yes, I could have a fleet.
Good. Yeah.
Pops one up for him, Matt.
It's all right. I'm fine at the moment. I've got lots to do at the moment. Don't quite need another one quite yet. The other one was the 32nd scale. This is the trainer version of the Dornier 335. Interesting aircraft again.
Yeah.
Definitely
One of those ones.
Yeah.
Isn't Nathan building a slightly smaller version?
He's built it, and he's done
Has
it.
he done that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's done the single seat version though, so that's the trainer version.
Yes.
I can't see there many built, but there you go. Yeah, that's the trainer version of it. So again, Hong Kong Models kit.
Mm-hmm.
A bit of a lump, bit of a beast.
Yeah, it is. Big
Yeah.
thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not
I
small.
think-
It's 48.
Yeah, well, back in the day, I did do a review of this. I don't know if we can dig it back out again, but I did the single seat review.
Yeah.
When a friend of mine had one, and I did reviewed his for it, and it is a big old lump. That thing, it's huge. So yeah, very nice, very interesting one as well. So we've got all those in as well. Obviously the Sabre, we did the review of this the other day. Oh look, it's there. Look, see, look, it's like magic. Again, something really nice about that one. We said it's a typical Airfix and it's standard. It's pretty much everything you could want. Looks good fit. Generally, very, very nice indeed. So if you're looking to do the Canadair, sort of the British version of that one, with the what type of wings has this got? Two that stick out. Yeah. So it's the F4 variant, as I say. It's a bit of an in-joke now because everyone mentions about different wings they had, and yeah, it's an absolute minefield. And we thought wheel well colours of Sea Furies were a problem, not apparently compared to that type of thing. So, but anyway, very nice to see the RAF one there. So I've done the review of it, which you can go off and see. One of those very nice aircraft. It's a nice size as well to work on. Armour, border models.
Yeah,
I didn't know they were doing this one. This is new to me.
Yeah. 72nd one as well.
It's
Very
their
nice.
First 72nd scale kit, isn't it? I mean, obviously the Border Models 109 that they're bringing out is their first aircraft kit. This is their first 72nd armour, because traditionally they've only got about six actual kits, haven't they? But they probably do about 6 different versions of the Panzer IV.
Yeah.
But they've actually got about probably about 10 kits in total. So and they've just started bringing out. Obviously, this is the first 72nd one. It looks really nice as well.
It is very nice indeed. As I wasn't aware of it actually even coming out, so surprise to me as well.
So it's one of the members asked us if we could order him one, and saw it, and we ordered a few.
Yeah.
Very nice indeed. Something a little bit different, which is always good. And anything else? What else have we got?
Yeah, we've got the Crusaders back in stock because they sold out as soon as they came in.
Yeah.
That's the Border Models Crusader. That's the first edition, so it does come with the cutting mat. I think that one comes with.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, we've discovered, or one of our members got in touch and said, because he'd ordered that and the Tiger one, and normally with Border Models, the first run, they put something in with it, whether it's a metal barrel or resin figures or whatever they do anyway. And that one apparently has got a cutting mat in, so interesting.
Nice little thing, isn't it? Nice thing to get, absolutely.
Yeah, and
so,
then
as I say, we've got the Tiger.
And the Tiger one comes with a metal barrel, an iron cross, and what else was it? Oh, barbed wire.
Yeah,
that's it. You get the barbed wire on the side.
There's quite a bit of photo etch with it, isn't there? And
there's photo etch with it and stuff. So, the nice little package. It looks nice kit actually, that Tiger one. I did have a sneaky peek when obviously the member mentioned about the stuff in the that comes with them.
Yeah.
So again, when that comes back out for the second run, it will just be a standard kit.
Yes.
You won't get the I don't think you'll get the barrel or you definitely won't get the iron cross, and I presume you won't get the barrel for it. So probably worth getting a bit of a more of a collector's item, I think.
That one nearly went into Matt's stash, didn't it?
No, not that one. not another Tiger tank. So So yeah, new arrivals. That's about it. Obviously, we are waiting for some other things to drop, which is due pretty soon. We hope, perhaps back end this week, next week.
Yeah.
But we'll obviously discuss them probably next week's show.
Yeah.
A customer contacted us about the Bacara of our email, and he was querying because the decal sheet has got no numbers on it, so you can't identify it, with the instructions to which decals are for what. So I'd look, and none of them come with any numbers on them.
Oh right. To be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've even looked at your review and it doesn't have them on it.
No. Yeah, that's a bit weird. I didn't pick that up during the review.
As in what numbers? Numbers for the decals or numbers
on the sheet? You mean like this
on
bit?
The sheet, yeah.
Oh yeah, it doesn't. You're quite right.
There isn't many decals.
Yeah, there isn't really. So yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. I'd have thought with them, but it is strange they don't. I have to say, hands up, I like that because how many times you soak it in water and then the little bit of lettering goes over your decal, you don't notice it. You rub it down and think, why is there a black mark? Oh, it's a number 1. I've done that before.
Yeah, you have to try and cut round them to.
I usually try and cut round them, but it does happen. So I actually, I say, funny to be the other side of it, but I like the idea of not putting numbers on because they're just a pain, especially if they are not like as a decal and they just float off on their own. So if you've got not being funny, Phantoms, classic example, loads of them. Even if you've got them on your sheet, they tend to break up and float off, so they're no use to anyone unless you're going to cut out one at a time and do them individually. So, but say if it's a limited aircraft like that, which is good because there's not many, it's pretty straightforward on that one.
I was going to say, if you're doing a Phantom or a SU-27 or something, I think you need your numbers to know where they're going to be once have a clue. It's just going to be a right mess.
Yes.
But yeah,
it does say that the instructions are a bit confusing as well on it, so it didn't really help with the instructions for the placement of the decals. But like I said, there's not many, are there?
Still say it looks like a rat.
What, a flattened rat? It's a bit of roadkill.
Roadkill rat, but it does. It looks like a rat like that. Apparently, when it's conformed, it's definitely a walrus or whatever it is. So it's like, but yes, to me, it looks like a rat with big teeth, which I think would be better. Anyway, so yes, that's your Picaras as well.
So that's the new arrivals. We're obviously having restocks all the time. We've just literally not long came in. I've got an Attacker paint restock.
Yes.
Thinners. That's coming, so that needs sorting. We have got another restock of leveling thinner, rapid thinner, primer, surfacer 1000 come in. That's on its way, literally sometime in the show. And then we've also got an AK order coming in, which we're scheduled for tomorrow. So another restock of AK. So by the end of this week, we should be back up and running. And I'm seeing somebody tomorrow, but they're having a few problems, shall we say. So I don't know about that product, as in when we will see it properly, if that makes sense. So
also to say from my side, Dark Dirt Wash will be back in stock with PM next week.
There you go. You've heard it here first.
You've heard that's an exclusive, a total exclusive. So yes, Dark Dirt will be back in stock next week at the PM store.
No pressure then, eh?
No pressure now. That's it. Shit, better turn up now.
But
literally, I'm just waiting on one of the key components from it, which we haven't got and haven't had now for 4 months. So 4 or 5 months now. Literally just after Christmas, we run out and been trying to get it, and it should be in any second now. So as soon as it is, it'll go into soak, and then literally 72 hours later, I'll get it boxed, labelled, and out to the guys. So it will be up there as well.
Cool. So
yes.
Just while I remember, because obviously I've started to build this. These are back in as well.
Yeah.
The front end. So I'll just give you a sneaky peek of where I'm at with it. So there you go. That's where I'm at. Nothing's actually glued, so it's all removable, or most of it's removable for paint. But I thought I'd just rig it together just to show what you get, and then here's the fuselage sides.
Very
and
nice.
Actually, so far, I'm quite enjoying it, to be honest. Got my little table and my radios on, and I also purchased, as a bit of an upgrade, to go with my seat belts.
Yes.
Let's get that on camera. and my mass set is the A scale set for the, you know, because I did say there's no dials with it on the kit. So
is there not? You don't get any.
you don't get any decals for dials at all.
Right, and
So-
the instrument panel's just flat, is it?
No, that's your instrument panel. It has got the bezels and recess,
Yeah, but no
there's
detail.
literally nothing to put in them,
Oh,
which is so odd on this scale. I don't know if that's been really overlooked by HK, or they thought, well, somebody else can do it, because I know A scale does separate
yeah.
dial decals, don't they? So you can go down the. But I would have thought, even on the big kit, you know, on the main kit,
Yeah.
they don't come with that either.
No.
I would have thought a skilled figure painter like yourself would have been able to hand paint them.
Yeah, especially with things like, you know, the ADI and stuff like that, putting in those little lines,
Yeah, could have.
giving it the spherical look and all the rest of it.
Yeah. but no, I'm going for that option.
Or just run a driver shape.
Or he just gets a decal sheet.
And look far better than what you can ever paint.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm just a bit surprised really with it that, like I say, it doesn't come with said dials, because again, I think that's adequate if you put the dials in it and put a drop of clear,
Yeah.
you know, and obviously you'd have to paint some buttons and stuff, but that's not the, you know, be all and end all to do. So yeah, a little bit. I don't know obviously what you see as well when it's in position. You know, when
Mind you, as we have said, it's quite a lot of glass above there, isn't it? So it's not like it's not like the B17 where you can't see literally anything.
Yeah, I mean, down on this part here, obviously there's that.
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing for that, but you're never going to see it anyway because it's stuck on the floor under a table. So I can see why A scale's not bothered. I think they've done the bits you're going to actually see. Obviously this, which is the circuit breakers, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the engineer's panel, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously get that one. And another little bit of radio gear, I think. But yeah, so far it's all right. Quite enjoying it.
It is nice.
I'm doing a bit of research. But yeah, I think could be. I like it. It's not too big either.
No. Again, building the entire thing's a nightmare.
Oh, yeah,
but the nose is just right.
That's just the front. So you can imagine if you've got the rest of the aircraft to go with it, how big that is. That's just huge, and the wings, obviously. So I think the front end of it's just a nice size.
And
yes.
Matt is doing this as a video build, so the first part should be up next Tuesday, hopefully.
No, Tuesday after probably.
Tuesday after? You got loads there?
I have done loads, but...
Yes, looks very nice. That be a good
Thank
one
you.
to do. So, yes.
Yes, like I say, it's pretty much sort of together as in that bit. I've got the front turret to do and bomb aimers bit, and then get on to painting. So we're planning to kind of do the build bit first, and then we'll go on to the painting and weathering and, you know, joining it up and stuff. So usual sort of aircraft way of doing it. But yeah, it's interesting. It's something a bit different.
Very nice.
And first HK model I've actually built, and it seems okay. Bit clunky, I think, you know, but it all fits. The only thing I did notice, I don't know if you noticed it with the B17, there's a lot of clean up of bearing.
Yeah.
But
I think that's, to be honest, you're quite right. That's when I built that. That's the first HK kit I built as well, the B17. And like I said, it was quite clunky and clean up. And I think that's where people fall short with that kit. If you don't get rid of like things, even like burring can affect multiple joints. And like you're saying, because with that one, it's probably the same way. You've got a lot of interior stuff. So it could be, if you've got little bits of burring and that, then it all adds up, if you know what I mean. So when you come to put two halves together, and you've got a gap. That's why, if you've done the cleanup right the way through each part and get rid of all the burring, it goes together with no problem at all. And like I said, I had no fit issues whatsoever with the B17 48 scale one. It was fine, no problem at all. But I know lots of people who said, oh, it doesn't go together and I had to use filler. Again, I think it's down to cleanup. It's that thing, or not seating the bits properly, you know, all the way in and things like that. So yeah, definitely. But again, the way I describe it was, as I say, same type of thing, was just a little bit clunky. A lot of the tabs and joins are quite big and heavy. So when you're getting it in, so in 32nd, it's probably not quite as noticeable, but in 48th, it was like, that's a big joint. But yeah, no, it's good. But I like the way the wings attached on that. It had like a key system that they actually went in and then locked. Because you don't get a wing spar as such, and I quite like wing spars just for geometry, but that way when you put it in, it's never going to come out and it's properly in there. So that was a good touch. And I know that one does it the same way if you get the full size kit as well. So
yeah, it does. I could say it's. But I do like actually because it is quite clunky on the connection points. I can put it together and it will stay together.
Yeah.
And then I can dismantle it for painting, but you can get a sort of a shot of it built up, if you know what I mean. When you have the glue, and then you can dismantle it for painting, which I do like actually. So I think that works really well. And I definitely echo what you've just said with the cleaning up. Just take your time. I think it's very Airfix. Airfix is the same. You keep the bearing up. Get rid of. It's not even flash, is it? It's just obviously where the two molds have come together. And you've just got the seam lines in between. Clean them up, and it's perfect. And I do like the styrene they use as well. It's quite nice.
Yeah.
It's not too hard, but it's not soft.
No.
It's a nice, really, really nice styrene, and it's obviously holds its form well when they're moulding it. You know, for obviously this internal ribbing.
Yeah. There's a lot of detail inside there. Yeah.
It's going to hold a wash if you did want to go that far, without it being soft and just a bit. Recommended. Yeah. So
good stuff.
So the 48 ones is nice, eh?
Absolutely. Talking of bigger scale models, up on pre-order at the moment, we've got the Borner Models 1/35th scale, 109 G6. So this is, again, it's one of those ones where, to be honest, as all three of us, we spoke about this kit and it was like, we can't work out if the scale is a stroke of genius, because it literally goes with all your 1/35th scale diorama type sets and your vehicles and figures and all the rest of it, or it's like, why would you do that? You're messing with scales. I know we've spoken about this before, is it should be 48 scale, 32nd or 30, to pick a scale and stick to it, because we've had this before. So I built the Fly Wessex and it's 32nd scale for a helicopter, which is unusual because helicopters are normal 35th. And again, I think if you used to put them next to each other, it'd be hard to see the difference. I don't think it's going to be one of those where it's that noticeable, because you're only talking, I don't know what it is in the scale world, but not a lot. I could tell you on my magic ruler if I can read it.
One of their promo pictures that they've done with the kit is it being towed with no wings on by a truck.
Yes.
It does looks really good. Yeah, it's a lot of things. I mean, we might have talked about it, what you could do with it, and what sort of things you could put it on, or
loads you could put on the back.
It looked fantastic.
Dragon wagon.
Absolutely.
Captured one on a dragon wagon from Tamure, the Famo, stick it on the back of a Famo.
Or literally just a small dispersal diorama, with the aircraft there with figures around with it, some trenches, all stuff like that, and it's all perfect in scale, Again, it's just that weird one where obviously I think probably its scale is more spoke about than the aircraft itself or the model even, because people are like, that's a weird one. We haven't seen a company go through this before of doing, it's going to be sort of 35th, which everybody else does 32nd. So it's I can see the point to it, and it'll be really interesting, I think, to come back to this in a couple of years' time and see if other manufacturers are perhaps having a go as well, or is it going to be something that Border Models are going to go with to try and
they have already announced is it the Stuka that's coming out?
Yeah, they're doing it
already. So.
I think they need to run with it, because then they've got their own little corner of the market. I've said to Andy, and I'll say it on here, I'm building that, because obviously being part of the Luftwaffe SIG, and then obviously me doing my armour and the figures and the dioramas and stuff, that's just absolutely perfect for me. You know what I mean? Absolutely perfect.
Realistically, it's only going to be about, I don't know, half a centimetre, is it, or a centimetre shorter than a 32nd one?
Well, we'll have to see when it's built and put it next to a 30.
Do a side by side, as I say, force perspective, just have the one behind it.
I think that's how you have to do it.
You never know, would you?
I do think when you put 35th next to 32nd, there is a noticeable difference in size. Because obviously 32nd's about 54 mil in it. Yeah. Give or take, figure wise. Which, and then you've got, I don't know what 35th figures are. I've got one here, but obviously they are smaller, because I've got some. I think Verlinden, they call 35th, their 35th scale figures are old ones, were actually, I think, more 32nd. They're definitely bigger than Dragon. Yeah. At the time, the styrene figures that were out, you're like 6'7" compared to 6 foot, I think, is the average is it they do it from. Obviously, people are taller and shorter, as we know, but yeah, it does look a bit odd in the modelling world, you know.
Millimeters per foot. 1/32 is 9.5, and 1/35 is 8.7.
Yeah, I was just looking at that on here.
So
it says that.
over a 6 foot image, over 6 foot thing, what's that one? So what's that? 0.8 of a mil difference.
Well, that's for the whole thing as well, though, isn't it?
That's 0.8 of a mil per foot, though. So if it was a 6 foot figure,
yeah.
If it was 10 foot figure, it'd be 8 mil, wouldn't it?
So it's quite a lot. You are right. Yeah.
It does show. It does show when people mix and match with 35th and 32nd, which has obviously happened a lot over the years because of subject matters and how they've done it. Sometimes you can get away with it. Like I say, if you've done it perspective, they've done crash plane dioramas.
Yeah.
And as long as there's nothing directly next to it, you can kind of get away with it, like I say, with perspective and all that. But I think, you know, obviously with that coming out now, the figures, you can have them climbing all over it, and it's going to, and the vehicle's next to it, or if it's refueling or whatever, it doesn't really matter. I think it's going to work. And we'll see where, but like I say, they're doing the Stuka, so we'll see where else they go. But I think they've played safe with going to 109, haven't they? At the end of the day,
absolutely.
like we've always said, bread and butter, a 109, a Spitfire, a P51,
yes,
an FW 190.
You're safe with every one of those.
Yeah, you've got your base models there, and then.
But again, they've taken a punt on a scale, so it's like, look, instead of if you did something really weird and wacky at 35th scale, that'd be probably a step too far for most people having a punt at. But I think, as I say, playing safe with it will be interesting. It's a subject we've covered lots of times before in the past, isn't it?
Yeah.
Saying about it will be good to do, you know, and just stick to that particular scale, like 35th and all the rest of it. But you know, when people have asked questions about why is it that scale, it's like, that makes sense now, a 35th to go along with all the armour and stuff, you know, because aircraft, helicopters tend to be 35th but not 32nd, and it's like, gets to a bit of a minefield. Anyway, that one is on pre-order.
Figures wise, sort of like scale's not as bad, is it? Because I mean, like, if you put us three together, Phil would be 1/32, I'd be 1/35, and Matt would be 1/32.
1144.
So yes. But anyway, as I say, it's up on a pre-order at the moment for the Flory Models membership at £62.95.
So there is a limited time for this, and it's going to be up until Monday, and that is it, because we need to let our supplier know how many we need, or roughly. So if you're interested, please put your name down as soon as. I'm sure we'll mention it again probably on Friday as a bit of a reminder on Friday's roundup show. But yeah, if you definitely want one after watching this and you're a member, please put your name down ASAP, because we'll be shutting it and ordering them in.
Cool.
Don't know when it's due out. I presume it's pretty soon if they need it quick. But
yes, yeah,
we'll see. But, yeah.
Cool. Right. Okay. Over on the chat section. For the questions for today, we've got Gordon says, "Hi team. Firstly, thank you for the quick turnaround in my orders. It's nicely hammering my bank balance. What is your opinion on the best F22 Raptor in both 72nd scale and 48 scale, as I need one for my stash? Hasegawa's are due out for release, to be releasing a 48 scale one this year. I think it's a decal change. It is. Should I wait?"
The Academy one's 48th, isn't it? Is a good one.
Yeah. So I've built the Academy one, and it's on a free to watch video if you want to go off and see that one. So that particular kit, I quite like it. It's showing its age now. It must be now 12 years old or something. So it's a slightly older kit of the newer breed, as I say. Again, it's one of those ones which is a bit difficult. We often speak about this, is because the Hasegawa one is really nice, but it's got raised RAM details on it for the RAM tape markings all over them. But it's too pronounced. I think it's too big. You know, and again, you've got to mask it to put it on. And all the rest of it. So it's one of those ones where if you want to have that sort of RAM texture pretty much in your face, then you'll probably like the Hasegawa one. I think the Hasegawa one is definitely more detailed. It's more detailed obviously in the cockpit, not that there's much in there because there isn't in real life, but obviously the missile bays and things like that are nicely done, where the Academy one is a little bit lacking. But I think the Academy one's got the better surface detail because it hasn't got the RAM tape, and you can easily mask it and do it yourself because they do it's recessed. So it's all just recessed detail. So you can just literally put masking tape over it, cut round it following the panel lines, and it's there. So yeah, it's one of those ones which is a little bit, depends what you're into. I think it's just a little bit overdone, shall we say, with the surface detail. So I prefer the Academy one. As for 72nd, I don't know.
I actually don't know. Do Academy do a 72nd one?
I don't know.
I am a bit stumped with 72nd.
I'm stumped with 72nd, I must admit.
Yeah, Dictionary Corner can just quickly
look.
Google it.
Yes, hold on. We'll get him onto that one now.
Because I don't know with that. I've never built one. It's not an aircraft I'm kind of interested in either, to be honest. So
Yeah. But as I say, I must admit, I put a Wolfpack cockpit in mine and some various aftermarket bits into the Academy one back in the day. And yes, it turned out very, very nice.
What's the main one? That's an F-22, isn't it?
No, it's an F-35.
Oh, that's an F-35.
We've got
Right.
Academy,
Yeah.
Rebel, which is probably a reboxed. Whose is that?
Frog.
Oh no,
Frog.
Rebels is their own.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Can't get either of them. By the way, just to put this out there, none of them are in production.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, that's it.
Do you know what? Actually, thinking of the Academy one, we did have it in because that's the one with the different.
Yeah, marine decals, wasn't it? And
And then
No,
you
that's
get
the
one-
F-35, wasn't it?
F-35 again.
Was
Yeah,
it?
it's, yeah, it's the F-35. I
Yeah,
did the review on it.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Because then you get the Dutch one and the different.
Yeah, they did a
Yeah.
European one as well as
Yeah.
the standard
You've
marine
got
one.
Hobby Boss, Dragon, Italeri, Fujimi, Hasegawa.
Right. So yeah, and none of them. I don't know what's available. And
Yeah,
what's not.
I couldn't comment on what they're like the 72nds because I've never done one.
You need to
48th, as I say, I've seen both, I've reviewed both, and all the rest of it. The reviews are out there as well. But definitely, from my point of view, I just think the surface detail is just overdone, which seems to be a thing. A lot of people do that.
I don't think any of them are new though, are they? I think they're all sort of like
Yeah, they're all a bit old now.
probably 10-year-old kits.
Mm.
Whatever happened to that plane?
Can't fly in the fog.
F-22 went on holiday to a friend of mine. So, yes.
I thought you were talking about the real one.
I am talking about the real one. You know,
Oh, right.
It's like the thing is, it's a very underrepresented aircraft in kit form, really.
Yeah.
Because if them kits are now 10, 12, 15 years old, they're a bit long in the tooth. And like I've said, I don't think any of them are actually available.
No.
You might get the Hobby Boss one, you might, but I don't know how accurate that is or anything. The rest of them, as far as I know, are not currently.
Well, the Italeri one, that's the old prototype, isn't it? It's the YF-22. It's not even the proper version. That's the one that's got funny shaped wings and all stuff, isn't it? So that's
that's an out one. The Fujimi one, I don't think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Hasegawa one, like you say, again, I don't know if I've ever seen that, to be honest. You have to do research. It's one of them. Definitely do research.
You want to try and talk to people who've actually built them. That'll be the thing on that one.
Anyway.
Okay, Green says, hello PM team. Do you have you received any updates from Airfix on the release dates of their kits? No.
No. No.
we might have a nice in with them through Pranjit and that, but
he's a designer though. He's not.
You might as well ask the cat.
Dispatch. Not in the dispatch, you know.
No, that's it. The releases on their website have been disappearing. It looks like the Valiant and B-17 re-releases and 72nd Mosquito have now slipped to Winter 21. The 72nd Tempest, which has totally disappeared. I fully understand the problems regarding production and shipping with the whole world today. I feel that Airfix could do more transparent with these problems and effective release dates on their website. Not sure if you are better informed, no, or any harm in asking. How long before the Vulcan is delayed again? You know, again, this is just one of those things that, obviously, to be honest, we spoke to Pranjit the other day and we're talking to him about it. They put in orders like we do for manufacturing and stuff, but let's face it, a lot of their stuff is done in India, and I think we've all seen on the TV how bad it is over there at the moment. You know, with the struggles and everything they're having with COVID, I imagine getting information out of there might be quite difficult at the moment, because let's face it, they've got bigger things on their mind. So
yeah, no, I totally agree with you there. Like I say, with the manufacturing being in India, and obviously they're being massively hit by COVID, I think from Airfix's point of view, like I say, I think they're just, you know,
and also Airfix have gone through some big changes recently as well, because obviously with the loss of one of their team, you know, with the death in the team, as that he was a critical, what I would call a key component in the business, and I know they had to scramble a little bit to fulfill that. And sorting things out. So again, I think it's just one of those things. But things slipping, I think you can just call it COVID, can't you? Because you know, you can't ever say, and I don't think you can also blame, because it is literally out of people's hands. You know.
I mean, when we had a chat with Pramjit the other night, so we were talking about when they announced the models and then the forthcoming release dates, and so how sometimes it's quite a long way away. But he did come up with the good reasons why they do that, you know, sort of like, that you think, oh, I never thought about that. Yeah, and it's a lot more behind the scenes that you don't think about, that the reasons why they do things to, you know, what we think, to us it's just frustration of having to wait for something, but to them it's a business.
Yeah, that's
reason why they do it.
But also, we did speak to Pranjit the other night, and he was on about coming back over for PowerPoint version 2.
Yes.
So strap yourself in, everyone. But we will get him back on. But he's a bit busy at the moment. But we will get him back on, and obviously he can answer some questions, or if not, we can preload some questions to him. But he might be able to go off and find some answers, and then get back to us on that one as well.
Yeah.
Peter says, hi PM team, I would like to know if the PM store is having any shipping issues mailing models to the States. I recently read on social media that Royal Mail has had a computer glitch in which is affecting delivery from England to the States recently. I remember during the height of the pandemic, it was affecting mail from England to the States and making mail deliveries to be slow. I ordered a Tornado 172nd from a British online company, not us, just saying. Shouldn't be answering the question then. It landed in the States in Florida, then went to New York and finally reached my place about 2 months later in California. Again.
Well, surely if it's been handed over to, because as soon as they land into the foreign lands, it's then handed over to, so it'd have been handed over to UPS if it's gone through, you know, via Royal Mail. And if it's gone to the wrong state, surely that's...
yeah, but it may be because of mail handling. So it may be that it went to a handling centre. If it's Royal Mail, they have a brand new one, wasn't it? Which was caused a lot of problems a couple of years ago, I remember. And it goes through there. Then it might go off then to Delivery Hub once it's been cleared, and then from there gets out to wherever it is.
Yeah, but I think people are forgetting from last year. Don't forget the amount of posting that the Royal Mail was dealing with, and the amount of people that were off social distancing. They could have so many people working at once. They just got overwhelmed. It just broke the system because of the quantities they were dealing with and the staff that was dealing with it, wasn't it? We've sent stuff to the States because we send a lot, you know. We're not having any problems with it at all at the minute.
No.
I've not heard of any problems, and we're using Royal Mail, but we're not really sending kits. We're sending more refilled stuff, so sanders, washers, and all that sort of stuff, which is a bit smaller. Because obviously the price of a kit to post to the States, it's not. It's you know, if you look at the States, it's cheaper to get it from the States than to get it, unless obviously it's a kit you obviously can't get from, you know, anywhere else. But no, we're fine at the minute.
Some areas in Europe seem to have tightened up on VAT and postal, over to Europe. Some don't, some do, and people are getting charged for bits and bobs. But say that's out of our hands, into that's the cost of freedom.
Yes. Okay, Barry says, will PM Store be stocking the Kitty Hawk 48 scale KA52 Hockham B Alligator by any chance? Be kind enough to pass this one on to Matt and Andy to get info.
So, Barry, do you know something we don't?
Yeah.
because I've not heard anything about anything from Kitty Hawk for months.
Yeah.
I'm just going to Google for it. It is on Scalemates.
It's on.
Yeah, but Kitty Hawk, apart from Seahawks, haven't done anything for over a year, have they?
No.
Because we haven't seen the SU-25.
No.
It's touted as 2021 release.
But to answer his question, we will be stocking it, yes, because it
Yeah.
will be quite a cool.
And Comrade Buller will want at
Oh
least
my
10.
god, he'll have a load.
He'll
of them
need
when
a
he'll have
fleet.
to. But it's a cracking looking helicopter. I think it'd be brilliant in 48.
And to fair,
Yeah.
the box art looks fantastic on it.
Oh, right, okay. Let's hope we see it then before we're in May now. The year's nearly halfway through.
Halfway through the year, yeah, that's it.
We need some releases, people. We need some stuff.
Darren says, do you guys know if for the importer for Vector resin parts, I was trying to get their Norden bomb site in resin.
Is that like Vector?
Vector.
Vector resin? No,
Yes.
I don't know who the importer is for that at all, to be honest.
I'd just like to say thank God for Scalemates, because everyone just links Scalemates now to everything.
Yes.
It seems to be the thing now.
Scalemates.
No one ever writes an address anymore. You just click Scalemates and copy and
Yeah.
paste it.
I say that was like new tool release in 2015. It's probably discontinued. Or Vector still going as a company?
I don't know.
It's,
I don't even know where they are. Where are they based? Do we know?
no, nothing. No, don't know.
Don't know.
Well, it sounds Scalemates, because obviously that's the link. There must be normally the thingy underneath who actually stocks them.
No, there's only one place that stocks them in their Aston. And that's in. Where are they? Poland?
Mm-hmm.
You see, you don't even know. We're Latvia.
Slovakia.
Oh, Slovakia.
Hmm.
But again, what about their own website? They must have a website.
Yeah. Pass.
Yeah, I don't know either. I've got no idea. Yeah, you just got to wonder whether these little places are still sort of active.
Yeah,
You know
this
what
is
I mean?
it. Yeah.
Especially when it's like, what, 6 years old?
Yeah. Okay, Pete says, hello PM team. I've just got done watching Phil put the decal parts on his Zero build and was wondering, does PM Store have those particular Zero decals in other scales, like 72nd or 48 scale? I would like to know from Phil if the company who makes these cockpit decals for other types of planes, such as F4 in 32nd and 72nd. Happy VE Memorial Month. Crikey, we're making it that now, are we? All the best from Peter. Okay, so best place to be honest is to pop onto Hannants or a big one. You're in the States, so oh god, what they called? Big distributor in the US.
Yeah. Sprue Brothers.
And have a look at them, because they will list them all in their thing, and they do, and I think they do the Phantoms in 32nd, I think they do them in 48, they do it in pretty much everything, and they are releasing at least 10 or 20 every month, it seems, at the moment, to cover everything. They started off quite slow, but now they've got their foot in, they're literally away with it, because on our one we have coming through, you see them all the time. So your best bet is just to have a look to see if it's coming along. But like I did say in the review of it when I did it yesterday, is to keep an eye on it, because they are releasing all the time. So if they haven't got it, I'm sure it will be along, because it seems to be they have done everything major so far, and now they're going through the more varied stuff. So
Well, they started off a year or two ago just doing Russian stuff, didn't they?
yeah,
Purely Russian, and then they've branched out now.
Well, it's MI24 was their first thing, wasn't it?
Was that the first one?
I don't know, might be. I think there was something else before that, but yeah, the MI24 I think put them on the map.
Yeah,
Then they did
one
the
of the
Herc.
first ones, yeah.
And then but now you can get all the F-16s have them now. They do all the weird ones like Israeli F-16s. Obviously the different versions. This is the Nakajima version for the Zero, let alone the normal sort of Mitsubishi ones and all the rest of it. So yeah, they've got lots of them around.
So they don't go down 72nd though, do they?
I don't think you're going to get 72nd purely because that would be proper ickle. I know a lot of them are 48th and 32nd. I don't know if they do 72nd. Andy, what's in Dictionary Corner? Quick.
So, just answering his question, no, we don't sell them, because we don't do anything as in aftermarket like that at all from this side of things. It's just, yeah, it goes on and on and on.
Aftermarket's another thing on its own, isn't it? It's so massive, and it's...
Vast.
Yeah, and we're not there yet. We're not at that level, not quite yet. But like I said, I don't know. Did you say it was Quinta Studios he wants?
Yeah, it's Quintus
Yeah.
Studios. Yeah.
You must be able to get it in the States. You've got to get it in the States, surely.
Yeah, they do 10-second.
Do they?
All right.
Yeah, what aircraft was he after?
0.
Phantom.
He's on about Phantom in 32nd, but I know they do those in 48th.
Yeah.
But he's saying about a 0 in
No,
48th.
don't do 0. No, to be fair, all 10-second seems to be every single one of them's Russian.
Right. Okay.
Which would make sense because it's a Russian company, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Peter says, hi guys, I hope you're all well. I'm intending to do the pre-order for the ICM, are we intending to do a pre-order for the ICM Bronco? I'd like to add my name to the list if possible. Also, any more from word from Airfix of when the Vulcan might appear? Don't know. As I say, we were on with Pramjet a couple of nights ago and we don't know, so...
No, we ain't got no ins on this. Like when things are released, we just know. we know last normally. To be honest, never mind. First.
Usually, we know when it turns up.
Yeah.
Or everyone says, "I've got mine." Seems to be the latest one. It's
Yeah.
like, "Eh? Well, where's ours then?"
Yeah, exactly.
That's
As in
it.
the Bronco, yes, we will be doing a pre-order on it, but it's not due out until we think the fourth quarter. So we're not going to put it up too early. We'll do it nearer the time. So.
I'm just writing down what people are saying. So I've written the Kitty Alligator down and the ICM Bronco and all.
Yeah.
Have a
I
look
think what we
round.
ought to do, I'm going to buy Andy an etch a sketch for notepads, so he can. Hold on, I'll take a note because it would just be more of a laugh.
Not that I'm old school.
I was
But
going to say, instead of using this old paper, etch a sketch it on. Okay,
Thing is.
Matt says, I like the way he highlights as well.
yeah.
It's got a proper stationery corner. Hi fellas, do you know if the CH-53 Super Stallion below is in production in 48th or 35th? This is a lovely looking heli. This was on Dartmoor a couple of weeks ago. And saw it and thought I'd love one of these. Yes, I must admit, I saw them too. They were flying around here. It was great.
Imagine that in 35th.
Yeah, I don't think they do a 35th one of those, and I don't think you probably ever will. The biggest one is obviously Academy do a Super Stallion, although I think that's the new one, that's the K. But they do the old version of it. But, well, we had the Sea Dragon a couple of years ago, wasn't it, came in?
Last year, I think.
Was it last year? And that was limited as well, wasn't it? There wasn't many of them floating around, which is the big one with the sponsons on the side, which does the mine hunting stuff and all the rest of it, version of it. But I haven't seen that version now in many a year. As I say, it's strange because it's a very good kit. It's a cracking looking helicopter at the best of times, but that kit is like hen's teeth. They tend to come around and then they vanish. I don't know what it is with big scale helicopters, because that's the same with the Hind as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
35th scale trumpeter Hind. They're everywhere. You don't see them for years, and then they've come back again. Yeah, well, only because they came back in the other month, wouldn't it? But it was one of those weird things. They tend to be around, and then they go, and then they go for stupid money on the internet.
Again,
knowing Academy, they could turn up next week.
this is what I was about to say. This is Academy dealing with, and we don't know what's coming and when with them at the minute at all. So we could get a re-release of it, or we probably won't see it again for another few years. But if you want one, like I say, 48th is the one to get, and you will be paying through the nose for one if you can find one.
Yeah. Yes. But yes, it's just one of those ones where it's just one of those kits where if you see it, honestly, I would grab it, even if you chuck it in your stash, because they do come and then they go for stupid money.
Yeah.
So, definitely.
It's a shame, really, because that should be a bread and butter kit, I think.
I think so as well, yeah.
Why it's not available. It's a very common used helicopter at the end of the day.
The Rebel one's available.
Oh god, the old Revel thing.
Yeah, but that's not even that helicopter.
Well, I know, but
That's a different version. That's the old Jolly Green Giant one, isn't it?
That's the Jolly Green Giant, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I say, it's one of them things that we don't understand as sellers and as stockists or whatever, of why some things are not available ever.
Yes. It is a bit weird, but it is a huge, huge helicopter. So
It's a big lump. It is. Yeah.
definitely. So yes, cool. To put it in perspective, I see that it says on your bench at the moment you've got your MH60. I think the rotor span on that's bigger than your 35th scale one on the Black Orc. I think it's bigger than that. And looking at kit size, I think it's probably about the same size overall as a 35th scale Black Orc. So it's a huge helicopter. It's a big lump. So yes, it's definitely
massive.
So yeah, you're looking for the Academy 48 scale one. So they say they do two versions, Sea Dragon and then that one. So cool, very good.
It's an E, isn't it? Isn't the other one CH53? Is it the other one they did? Because that's the K. Did you say the latest one?
The latest one, I think they call it the K, isn't it, or known as the King version?
King one. Because isn't that bigger than the other one?
No, I think they're overall roughly the same size, but it's got upgraded cockpit and it's got more powerful engines and all the rest of it, and it's got new bits on it. But I think overall size, I think it's the same.
Oh, right, okay. Because the other one is obviously an earlier one, isn't it, that you can get from Academy?
Yeah.
It's an earlier version. So
yeah, it's an earlier version of it. But
interesting.
Yes, definitely very, very interesting.
Right.
And that, I think, is it for today.
It is.
Cool. Good questions as always, people. As I say, we'll try and keep you up to date as things come in, but to be honest with you, it is a little slow at the moment. As I say, there's not a lot being released. There's nothing really to get excited about. There's a few things like the Border Models one and that, but overall, we don't know. We haven't heard of anything being released imminently, but hopefully we will see something again very, very soon.
Yeah, very soon, hopefully.
Cool, very good.
Yeah.
Right. Well, there we go. That's it from us today. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you all again very soon. Don't forget, as always, you can pop over to the wrong one. Where's that? That's it. Wrong one. Where is it? There it is. There it is. Over to the PM store for all your bits and pieces, because obviously you've got all your paints and thinners and all the rest of it. Obviously now we do all the AK range and all the real colours and various things. But as like Matt says, this week we've got a lot of restocks coming in for sundries. So thinners, glues, paints and all of those things. So if we're out of stock, keep an eye on it. It should be in this week. Or don't forget, pop your name down on the wait list for things, which is very simple by doing what we out of stock of a lot of. Where's paints and varnishes? So if you pop down in here, anything that says it's out of stock, literally just pop your name and address down in here and you'll be sent an email as soon as it comes back into stock, okay? And also it gives us a good idea of the good sellers and what we need to get lots of as well. So it helps us out by you pre-doing your interest. You're not obligated, you haven't got to pay for anything up front, but it lets us know exactly how many we need to get in.
Yeah.
Cool, very good. Lovely. Okay then, well thanks for watching. We will see you all again very, very soon. Say goodbye, gentlemen. We're out of here.
Bye.
Bye.